What's up guys, Nightwolf88 here, and as you can see, I'm back in my own house. Um, yeah, so I decided I'm not doing anything this evening. I'm gonna do a Q&A video for you guys. I'm recording this video on my new phone, testing out how much memory this thing can actually hold, and people have been commenting on social media as well as just flat out coming up to me in person and, you know, telling me to answer some of these questions for them on camera. So that's what I'm here to do. So welcome to Q&A with Nightwolf88. Yeah. So I've got my little notepad here. Got a whole bunch of stuff for you guys. Some of this stuff is from like Facebook, Messenger, social media, as well as just like I said, people coming up to me and just telling me to answer some of these questions for you guys. And there is a lot. I had to write some of these down, decide which ones I'm going to answer. I've got it all sorted out in this notepad here, so let's get to it. Where were you born? I was born in, I believe, somewhere in Columbus, Columbus, Mississippi, Baptist Hospital, because my dad worked there, and I don't know, healthcare was good there. So yeah, I was born in Columbus, Mississippi, Baptist Hospital, and the next question is, when were you born? June 30th, 2001 at, I believe, 5:30 p.m. Okay, so third question. What are your interests / hobbies? A lot of my interests have to do a lot with mechanical stuff, that or anything with electronics. I really can't like say too much that like comes to mind. Clearly, YouTube is one of my interests, even though I rarely post that many videos because of like school and stuff that I have to do. But yeah, YouTube. I do a lot of social media, which is why I have so many accounts. Yeah, just like doing stuff with my friends, being with family, friends. Stuff with like mechanical, like I said. I'm really into cars. I've worked on cars before. I like driving. I like doing a lot of off-road stuff. I've worked with motorcycles and dirt bikes as well. So yeah, as for electronics, I'm a gamer, so I do a lot of gaming. I've actually repaired a couple computers before. I'm not saying I'm good at it, but the electronics for them. Some people say I'm skilled with physical, mechanical stuff, like working with cars, but like I don't really feel too skilled in it. I'm more just like into watching races, watching off-road sports, pretty much anything to do with motorsports or off-road biking. Yeah. I'm kind of outdoorsy. I like to do a lot of stuff outside. So, next question. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I do. I have one sister, and she is the only sibling I have. Not saying that I had any siblings that died, because I never had any other siblings beside my sister. Don't even know why I brought that up. But yeah, she is in her 20s. She moved out. She actually moved back in and then back out. So she's currently moved out, which reminds me I probably should change the locks so she can't get back in the house. Yeah, so she is a policeman. She lives alone. I probably shouldn't have said that, but not gonna say where she lives, clearly. But yeah, I love her to death. I'm literally a foot taller than her, even though she's in her 20s, and she wears heels, guys. I will be in bare feet, she'll come up in heels, and I'm still at least like half a foot taller than her. Okay, next question. What was your first game system, and what is your favorite game system? My first game system was a Nintendo 64 from... shoot, I don't know the date it was made. but it was a hand-me-down from my sister. By the way, my sister's name is Alex. You've probably seen slash heard about her in some of my older videos. So yeah, Alex had an N64 that she gave to me. I loved it. I still kind of play it today. Not definitely not as much as I used to, but like those were top-notch graphics back in the day, man. I think I had a PS2 at one point, a slim console PS2, which I played the heck out of. I played it so much with my sister. I'm pretty sure we like fried the mainframe or the memory board. And speaking of memory board, why did you need a memory card? Come on, Xbox 360 had like internal memory, but come on, the memory card for the PS2. Come on, Sony, PlayStation, what was going on with you guys? I mean, they've definitely, gotten better over the years, but that was my one pet peeve. You lost that memory card, you were screwed. You pretty much just, if you were like me, you pretty much just wanted to take the CD-ROM disc and run it over with a lawnmower and set fire to it. So yeah, that was my first and second console. Also was my favorite console. Well, I'm more of an Xbox person, but I do have a PS4. I can't really like debate on which I like better. I will say this: I do a lot of Xbox more than I do PlayStation. I was a huge PlayStation person back in the day, though, for like Nintendo and PlayStation. Um, but yeah, for right now, I'm really more of a Microsoft Xbox type of person. And my nose is itchy. Felt like I was about to sneeze there. Okay, what's your favorite game? Um, I really got to say one of my current favorites. I have played Destiny. I kind of like that. I'm a huge Grand Theft Auto player. I play Grand Theft Auto like all the time. I really want to play San Andreas. Surprisingly, I haven't played it, but it looks. I've heard the story. I've heard story mode is like really better than GTA 5, which I love GTA 5. Um, yeah, so that's some of the modern games. I kind of like Halo 4 a little bit, but like not as much as like Destiny and Grand Theft Auto. As for some of the older games that I really liked, I loved Super Mario 64. I think it was called, despite the fact that the way Mario's head was designed kind of freaked me out as a kid. I really loved Mega Man and Legend of Zelda for the NES. Yes, I did have an NES, probably around when I was like 6 years old. My cousins who were born in the '80s, they had an NES and they gave it to me. Well, they gave it to Alex and she gave it to me, which I currently still have, and I think I actually showed it in a video. I don't play as much as I used to, but I I really love I really love those classic games. Super Mario, for the NES. Duck Hunt was basically the original first-person shooter, if you will. So, am I single or taken? I am taken, guys. Um, sorry if that's a letdown for some of you guys, but I'm taken. I'm spoken for, whatever you want to call it, and we're really happy together. So yeah. Let's see, who do I look up to? Um, well, for my whole life, I've really looked up to my dad. Um, he has a pretty steady job. He's lived a long and patient life. And I feel like I'm about to say that he's died or something, but like this is the memorial for him apparently. No, my dad is still alive, guys. He's in his 50s, but he's been through a lot. He really works hard to provide for his family, and I love him for that. He's my dad. I'll give a close second to Samuel Jackson. Really want to meet um, him. I love all the movies he's been in. Yeah. Let's see. What inspired you to do YouTube? I really just wanted to start doing vlogs or start doing game videos on my channel. I've wanted to do YouTube for like years. Uh, yeah, I watch a lot of I watch a lot of like stuff on YouTube. I kind of had like a slight destruction series, which people asked me to do. I only did like 2 or 3 videos, I think, on it, and just like left it, to rot on the channel. But like a few people wanted to like do some of those videos with me, and just because people like destruction, I guess. I kind of just like let that go because I got bored with it all, and I got kind of tired of having to like clean up the mess afterwards. And a lot of that stuff we were doing was actually kind of dangerous. I don't know what we were thinking. So yeah. As for what really inspired me to do YouTube, well, if you want the full story, one night I was in bed with my Kindle Fire, and I decided to make a YouTube account, which I didn't really know like everything there was to know, but I did end up like posting some videos, and I guess that resulted in what we have today. I'm really more into it right now. I want to post more videos a lot more often. Like, I want to be one of those people that posts at least one every day, maybe even 2 every day. But I sometimes I can't find the time. So let's see. Next question: what is my favorite car? I gotta say my top favorite would have to be the 1968 Plymouth Roadrunner. I'm really for a lot of Chrysler products. They're nice, they're sleek, stylish, and I'm actually for a lot of modern day Chrysler stuff like the Dodge Challenger, Dodge Charger, the Viper. It's gotta be the top. And I feel like I'm about to sneeze, man. I got some serious allergies, guys. As for like classic cars, I kind of like some of the classic Fords and classic Chevys. I like the '69 Camaro. That was a pretty nice one. I really like the '71 Lincoln Continental. As for like luxury stuff. So yeah. As for what is my least favorite car, which is the next question, and guys, I have to sneeze. Hold on a second. Okay, maybe I don't have to sneeze. Don't you hate that? Okay, it was my least favorite car. I may get some hate for this, but guys, I really hate the Prius. The Toyota Prius. It's ugly. It's got no power, and they're really cheaply made. Now, I'm not gonna say that I hate the people who drive the Prius. And shoot, if you like the Prius, good for you. That's just my opinion. But I've actually got some friends who drive a Prius, and they're always like giving me a hard time, like saying, "Oh, so since I drive a car that you hate, I must be a really bad person or something," or like like it's nothing like that, guys. Like it's just not like that. All I can say is I really hate the Prius. Toyota is pretty good company in my opinion. Both my parents drive Toyotas, and I mean they're okay cars. I mean they're nothing like a Mercedes Benz, but eh. Oh, and I really hate the smart car. Um, to be honest, I don't know anyone who drives a smart car, but if you do, Lord help you get into an accident with an 18-wheeler. Or an SUV, for that matter. Shoot, even for, like, the cyclist, man. I feel like someone hitting the car with a bike would have won the fight, even. Okay, so... what is my worst experience? I've had some doozies, especially, like, resulting from schools that I've gone to in the past. One of the first really bad experiences that I can think of would have to be when I was like in 2nd grade. Now, when I was in 2nd grade, I kind of like didn't really talk much. I was really shy with everyone, And like if I got in trouble, I wouldn't stand up for myself. And I kind of wish I could like go back and like really stand up for myself like I do today. But like I was shot. I was a little kid. What was I supposed to do? Um, there was actually this kid who kind of like slapped me across the face in a gym back in second grade. So call me a snitch or whatever you want to do. Call me, weak little white boy. But I went and told the gym teacher, and the kid got, he got punished. And in retaliation, I think the kid was actually sent to the principal's office. So in retaliation, he said that I cussed him out. And I'm in second grade. I didn't know any curse words. Like, I probably knew like a couple of them, but I never used them. I never thought about using them. And I did not know what the F word meant, nor have I ever heard anyone use the F word when I was in second grade. But, yeah. Apparently, the kid had gone up to the principal's office, and I was called in about 2 minutes later. Principal sits me down. She's like, so, he tells us that you have said a word that starts with F and rhymes with duck. Now, I'm putting two and two together. I'm thinking, huh? Like, I don't know. Like, what this little kid... Man, I wish I was strong as I am now. Like, now, I'm not saying I'm that strong, but, like, I wish I was this strong, like, back in second grade, because I would have laid that kid's face into the ground for doing something like that. Because it just, like, ticks me off when I think about it. Like, this kid hit me across the face. I don't even know why. I think he was just doing it to, like, be a jerk or something. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe he thought I said something. Maybe there was a rumor going around. Who knows? But all I know is I got hit across the face, told on him, went to the principal's office with him, and like I said, I didn't really talk that much. So I did not stand up for myself, and I actually got sent home early that day because, I don't know, evidently sticks and stones can break your bones, and words apparently do hurt the principal or something. So I got sent home early that day, and my mom, she puts me on the couch. Why'd you say that? Why'd you know? I'm like, what? I didn't do anything. And it really sucks. I wish I could have stood up for myself. Man, it was terrible, guys. As for any recent experiences, I'll just say, going to school, period, is kind of a really bad experience. I've seen some fights at my school. I actually, one of the schools I went to this past year, two kids got into a fight, and I don't even know what was going on. All I know is I was doing my work, and the next thing I know, desks are being shoved across the room. There was actually, the teacher had this big wood and metal desk that just like stood in the far corner, and he had a desktop computer. He had cups of pencils and everywhere. Well, as soon as these kids got to that far corner, that entire desk has slid right off into the distance. I think there was a computer. Like I said, there was a computer. It fell, got broken, and this one kid, and he was kind of a husky guy, grabs this other kid by the throat and starts slamming the back of his head into a window about 3 or 4 times, and on the 4th time, the window cracked. It busted open, and I just ran out the room. I don't think the teacher even cared to break up the fight, to be honest, because the teacher, he might as well have just put on a dress and some heels and stood up on the table like there's a mouse on the floor, because teacher just ran out, and he's watching us get out the classroom. He's freaking out. These two kids, we'll close the door. They'll work it out. These two kids are still fighting, and let me tell you, I know in a lot of movies, when a window breaks, Like everything shatters, it's completely disintegrated. But when this window broke, now I don't know if different types of glass, because I don't study about glass or anything. But when this window broke, there's like it kind of looked like how if you've ever seen like ice in a puddle of water outside, where if it's really cold, it's gonna freeze, but like not frozen all the way, just like frozen at the surface. And if you've seen like ice begin to crack at the surface, that's kind of how the window looked like. Basically, just like ice breaking at the surface. And it broke all the way through. I think the window eventually, like, the entire window fell apart because someone had to come in with like a broom and a shop vac and like vacuum up all the pieces. So, yeah. That's probably the most recent bad experience I've had. Let's see. If I could live anywhere, where would I live? And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy in Mississippi, but to be honest, if I could live anywhere, it would have to be Seattle, Washington. Most of you know that I am a really big coffee drinker, and coffee houses actually originated in Seattle. It's where the first Starbucks ever came up, guys. And the Space Needle looks really interesting to see. And Seattle just it looks pretty awesome. Let's see. Next question: have I ever owned a vehicle? It depends on the way you look at it, kind of, sort of. In some of my older videos, I had a tan pickup truck. I had an F-150, and like, it was more of like a borrowed pickup truck that I had borrowed from my grandfather. I didn't hold the papers, he did, but I needed a vehicle, and he let me drive it for a while. And I think I had it for about like a year, and I think it was about February, maybe January. He said, "Hey, can I like have that truck back because your uncle called and he kind of needs a pickup truck." And since I've still got the papers, I kind of want to like sell him the truck. So I wasn't gonna argue with him. It was his truck, and to be honest, I only paid for like maybe the repairs and stuff, and the gas that it took, the oil that burned. So it wasn't really my truck to begin with, but it was kind of almost like my first car in a way. Yeah, I kind of miss it because that truck was powerful. It drove smooth. The suspension was really nice, and it got some decent mileage for a pickup. It's got about like 20 miles to the gallon, maybe 22. As for what I drive right now, I kind of just like recently got my mom's Camry. That's the only car I really drive. I sometimes drive my dad's car, but I drive the Camry a lot more because, it's just easier to handle. It's got good gas mileage to it, and, it's just something to, get around town with. What are my fears? I've got a great fear of death, clearly, which is actually ironic, and the reason it's ironic is I was actually suicidal for 1 year, guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I used to be kind of suicidal, but I'm not now. I love my life now, guys. It's just, I was really depressed at the time, and it was a suckish year for me, guys. Like, it seemed like nothing was going right, and I hated it. I hate that I even had the thought of, suicide, but, I definitely don't now. I suffer from a great deal of arachnophobia, which is fear of spiders for all you people that don't know. So yeah, arachnophobia. I'm not really scared of that much other than like great heights. I'm kind of scared of needles. Yeah, it's really. Also, I'm kind of scared of abandonment, as well as as embarrassment, which is why I really freaking hate high school sometimes. because you can suffer from both, whether it's isolation from your friends or just like, sheer embarrassment overall. And it sucks, guys. Those of you who either have never gone to high school or are about to approach going to high school, be ready. That's all I got to say. But, just stay positive, though. That's one of the key things. You gotta stay positive and, you be you. What kind of computer do I use? I have a MacBook Pro, which I got in 2015, I believe. But I also have an Acer, which I do a lot more with, basically because, it's easier to download stuff onto Acer products, things that aren't Apple, to be honest. Nothing against Apple, because I have an iPhone, which is what I'm recording with. But Apple, you've got your perks. Acer, you've got more perks that I see. Yeah. Do I use drugs? Do I use drugs? That's a very serious question, guys. Drugs, they aren't good, guys. I do smell magic marker, though. I'm just messing with you guys. Although I do like the smell of gasoline, which... could that be the reason why I work with cars? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I just like the way that the fumes hit me going straight out the tailpipe of the car. Who knows? TV or computer? If you asked me this about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I would have said TV any day. But, I've really gotten into computers and a lot of online stuff, social media, as well as just like, PC gaming and stuff online. So I'm really more of a computer person. Okay, guys, that's about all the questions I have so far. I may do another one of these if you want me to. Maybe you can just like ask me questions on social media, as well as, those of you that live around my area, maybe just like, come up to me in person and, say what you want me to talk about. Yeah. I think this video turned out pretty good. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and if you want to talk to me, Skype. So, with that all being said, guys, Nightwolf88, out of here.